Welcome to Lift, where we lift leaders, business entrepreneurs, and communities. I'm your host, Sarah Layson. I'm so excited to share today's episode with you. We are going to interview several graduates and see leadership through their eyes, what leaders shaped them, how they define moments in their lives, and what kind of guidance and leadership these young adults are taking into the new season. Let's lift together. Hey everyone, I'm here with Ava Guess, who just graduated high school from Collierville High School. Is that right? Ma'am. And she is with us today. She's going to talk a little bit about her leadership journey at Collierville. And I know that you've participated in sports as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's some other really awesome programs that Collierville High School currently offers. So I would love for you to talk a little bit about that. Like during your time at Collierville, what are some things that you were involved in that helped you see leaders and helped you look, in your leadership journey to become a leader?
Yeah, so the first thing was I was part of the women's lacrosse team at Collierville High School, and that was a team of great girls. Like, I loved each of them, and those girls are all leaders in their own way, and that was just a group of girls. And so being around that leadership was always good, and they were so encouraging and very committed to the team. The other program I was a part of that's kind of a big deal at our high school is the freshman mentor program, and that's when juniors and seniors are meeting with the upcoming freshmen, and it's from that summer. They meet in the summer when there's orientation up until when they're actually freshmen, and it kind of just helps them get connected and get involved in the school.
So how many students go to Collierville High School?
There's around 3,000, so it's a big school, which always leaves opportunity to meet new people, and that's what I like about it. And there's a lot of different groups of people and organizations because of that, so very many opportunities to get involved with the school.
So tell me a little bit about this mentor program. So y'all are assigned a student. And then,
a class.
Yes. And then what all do y'all do with?
So we normally meet with them during this period called seminar, which is just like a 30-minute block during the day. And we do activities with them. We just talk with them, just engage with them at a friend level, build relationships with them. And then whenever there's stuff they need to do, we help guide them on that. Even if it's as simple as homework, they need help with homework, then we help them with that.
But it's a small community, and then they feel connected to the 3,000 students that are at that school. So you're going to play lacrosse in college?
Most likely not, depending on time and stuff, because I'm wanting to rush at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And just, getting reacclimated to a whole new environment. So we'll have to see with time.
We were both just talking about this with, sorority and fraternity life. In another season of my life, I was actually a Greek life advisor. And I have no doubt, if you are a leader or you're interested in a leadership journey, Greek life is such an incredible organization and program for you to develop those leadership skills. And you're going to have, we were talking about becoming a member and being on the exec board and just really starting to get a footing on how to lead people, which clearly I know you got that probably from lacrosse and you've done that with mentorship, and it just at different seasons obviously provide for different leadership opportunities. I'm excited for you for that. All right, what's one word you would associate with leadership?
Dedication.
Tell me about that.
I think dedication is a big part of leadership, because leaders should be dedicated in the work they're leading people in, and also dedicated to the people that they lead.
Love that. Who's a leader you've looked up to in your life, and what made them stand out to you?
So I can't pick one, because there's so many different leaders and mentors in my life, and I've been so blessed to have that opportunity to be led by such great people. So my teachers at the high school, they lead with encouragement and empathy towards people, making it a safe space for many students. My mom, she leads with wisdom and patience, which is very admirable, and I hope to lead with patience with people. And then my dad is very driven and hardworking, and so I try to embody both of that, a good mix of both my parents.
I love
and
that.
then my coaches on the lacrosse team, they're very dedicated to the team, my word was dedicated, and also adaptable, which is a big deal, especially on a sports team.
Well, and especially in just life in general, in this new journey you're about to go down. You said empathy was one of the first ones, one of the traits that you mentioned first. Why do you think that's important for youth and young adults?
I think empathy is such a big deal, because if you're not going to be empathetic towards people, they're probably not going to want to be around you or just be led. If you're a leader and you're not empathetic, your team is not going to respect you for not respecting them and their feelings. And I think that's just a big deal, and kind of comes with patience as well, understanding people's emotions.
Understanding who they are at their core, and truly being in a relationship then builds that respect, right? And that trust. I think, and you could probably tap into this a little bit more, but because of social media and all of the pressures that y'all have in that space, I think a lot of young people miss empathy because they just see the surface level of what they think somebody is supposed to be.
And I think a lot of it is also desensitization. Like, people seeing so much of the same thing, it's like they become numb to it.
Yep.
I'm like, we need to wake up and learn to have empathy for each other and realize that, like, it's not all that it's like to meet the eye on social media.
You're a great communicator for your age. Where did you develop that?
Honestly, I think just getting involved at schools, like from every age level, and I just love talking anyway.
I love that.
And my parents, like, my parents have always raised me to be like a good speaker and like well articulated.
Which I think is a differentiator for a lot of young professionals. A lot of young professionals, because of social media, typically hide behind text and socials, and they don't know how to outwardly present and communicate, and that is going to be such a differentiator for those professionals going into the workforce. All right, I'd love to know who's someone your age that you see showing strong leadership right now.
So there's a lot of girls within my friend group who, to each their own, have like their form of leadership, whether that's like involved in school organizations or leading on the team as like a team captain, just their overall like drive and curiosity at life and wanting to be better, be the best versions of themselves, always looking for more opportunities to grow as people, like, is so inspiring for me. And I'm so blessed to be surrounded by such great girls, because that keeps me accountable and helps me want to do the same.
So they hold themselves accountable. They hold themselves to a higher standard, and they're what I would say growth-minded.
Yes,
is that
very
correct?
much so.
And that seems to be something that within your group that binds all of y'all. So everybody's on that same path. Is what it sounds like. All right, tell me, as you step into this new season of life, what kind of leaders or mentors are you hoping to find?
Definitely looking for mentors, because obviously it's a whole new realm going to college and being a freshman again.
Yeah.
I'm looking for people who are reliable. I think that's a big thing, people you can depend on, and especially, like I said, like with something new, being patient is a big thing too, because like obviously I'm learning a lot of new things. But reliability and patience is like the big two things.
I don't think people talk enough about being reliable.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that. Why is that important to you now?
Reliability is big to me now, because you just know you can always count on that person. And I'm like, if you're kind of flaky as a person, then it's like, I'm not gonna I can't trust you. I can't, sometimes it's not even like respect, but being a reliable person is like a big deal, because you need to know that the people that you're leading, like, you're committed to them.
Well, it's doing what you said you were going to do.
Exactly, yes.
And respecting their time and being consistent in that, right? I love that. All right, so as you're embarking on this new journey, where do you hope to go in the next 4 years? What do you want to do?
So I'm going to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and I'm majoring in business management through their Chancellor's Honor Program, and I'm hoping to eventually maybe get an MBA. But yeah, I'm wanting to rush and get involved in all of that and just try to seek out other leadership positions, because I like to be involved. I like to know my people, and especially like involved in the school in general. So,
well, I am just so happy that you joined us today, and I have no doubt you are a very wise person. I can already tell. So you already embody that, and I have no doubt you're going to thrive in all your endeavors. I'm so thankful you came on here today. Thank you so much, Ava. All right, everybody, I am here with Elliot Shaw, who has on his Christian Brothers gear. My brother, Coach McDaniel, actually connected us. So you were at Christian Brothers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All 4 years at Christian Brothers?
All 4 years.
Tell me a little bit about Christian Brothers, your experience there, what you did at Christian Brothers.
So I was there all 4 years. I played football and I played rugby, and I was a part of our BLC, our Brothers Leadership Council, which is our student government. I was our vice president, and then I was also a student ambassador, a De La Salle Scholar, which is just kind of a group that you have to maintain a certain GPA, as well as the National Honor Society Sergeant at Arms, which I wish was as cool as it sounds, but
it does sound pretty coll. I mean, you're involved in a lot of leadership
I was.
communities. Why is that important to you?
Well, I just, from kind of an early age, it was almost like a control freak situation where it's like, I just like to be in the loop, and I like to know what's going on. And then once I kind of matured and developed, at freshman year going into sophomore year, I realized that I really did want to be a leader, in that I want to be a part of what's going on. I want to serve Christian Brothers, and I want to make it as cliche as it sounds, I wanted to make it a better place, but not just for myself, but for everyone else. And it was never sort of a, ooh, look at me, like a boast thing. It was, I don't know, it was just some kind of in me just drove me to be a leader, I guess.
What was it? Was there a defining moment in that, or no? You were just like all of a sudden, hey, I want to get involved?
Like 8th grade, I was in the I went to St. Dominic, but I was in like the student government, but I mean, that doesn't really count. I mean, it's 8th grade, but when I ran for BLC representative going into my into freshman year, going into my sophomore year, I'd say that was a defining moment because that was really the first leadership role I ever held.
All right. So future plans, where are you planning on going?
So I'm going to Michigan State in the fall. Move-in dates, I think, August 24th or something like that. Okay.
And then what are you planning to do there? Are you going to do rugby?
I've thought about playing rugby. It's definitely crossed my mind. It's not a closed door at all. But aside from rugby, I'm probably going to rush a fraternity. And if I can, hold a leadership position there, I'd be super grateful.
You're the second person today that has said they're going to go through recruitment in Greek life. I said this on the other episode. I guess, many years ago, and say a few years ago, I was a Greek advisor, and I was saying on the other episode, it will teach you a lot about leadership and leading others. And quite frankly, I tell everybody this all the time. It's how I learned how to run a business. Because because you've got to manage financials from an organizational standpoint, and then you've got to make decisions that manage those financials, and then you've got people that embody your business and your organization and the fraternity.
As an advisor, how often do you deal with like the people?
So now I'm not in that role anymore. I was heavily involved. I was actually at Christian Brothers University.
Okay, yeah.
And so when you just said service was a big thing for you, I tell everybody Christian Brothers University gave me the lead to serve mentality, that Layson way, right? Service was a big thing for me. But how often, often I had to develop leaders that then were leading other mentors and leaders, right? And so it's the same thing you did, any type of student government, any of those things, any business, as a business owner, you have to lead the organizational leaders, right? And then they are an extension of what your mission, vision, values, and beliefs are. It's like teaching people where you want to go as an organization and the standards you want to uphold, right? I love that. Yeah, you're the second person that said that today. What is one word you would associate with leadership?
One word I would associate with leadership is accountability.
Okay, tell me about that.
Because I feel like in this day and age, I think more than anything, people want to see someone take action, but also, say that was my fault or I'm sorry, because the one person no one likes is someone that thinks it's never their fault.
Yeah.
It is horrible to get along with them. You can't get along with them because they've never been wrong in their life. And so I think a leader, if they're accountable, they can really lead a large group of people. For instance, your brother, pretty accountable.
Well, he talks a lot, and I do too, about self-accountability first.
Yes.
It's very hard to hold somebody else accountable if they are not accountable from within.
Yes, I 100%
Tell me about
agree.
Give me an example of that. How would you hold yourself accountable?
I think accountability is not just saying that was my fault, but it's also keeping yourself regimented.
Yep.
So I think a routine is extremely accountable for someone.
Yep.
So, for instance, during the summer, just because, I don't have football, but I still, I can get a job, which I'm going to do. I usually do the Special Olympics.
Okay.
I'm a volunteer for them. And so that kind of keeps me, I have a schedule. Even though school did a great job of, 8 to 3, and then 3 to 5 for sports. Well, without that, it's a lot of the time it's easy for a student or a person to just kind of fall out of whack.
Yep.
So I think it is extremely accountable if you're able to keep yourself regimented and scheduled with, just different opportunities like a job or a volunteering position, leadership position.
The structure provides the accountability, right? And the structure in your calendar.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that's what you put on your calendar tells you what's important to you as well, right? All right. What do you think students today need from leaders right now?
Well, accountability for sure. Yeah. I think that people nowadays are looking for similar values in a leader than we were, 50-something years ago. But at the same time, there are new values that people want. I think people want a creative leader nowadays, whereas back then it was more of just a steadfast, hard, strong leader. Whereas today it's like a creative leader, someone that's going to make opportunities, someone that's going to also have an enjoyable experience. The enjoyable part, I think the fact that creative opportunities, I think those two are really important to people now for leaders to, employ and have.
I love the creative opportunities. I've never heard anybody say that. But to your point, I think a lot of leaders and young leaders want an opportunity map. They don't want a ceiling, right?
No.
There's so much going on with technology and how the rate of that is evolving, right?
I think Christian Brothers did a great job of allowing students to explore quite literally any avenue they want. We had woodworking. We also had, aviation.
The aviation there.
And they were right next door to each other. It was 365 and 366. Yeah. So it's kind of, it goes to show that if you put a creative leader in a position, it's going to
they'll make a way.
Great things.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I might have that discussion on another podcast. Do students today need more honesty, direction, support, community, or something else? What do you think? Honesty, direction, support, or community?
I really liked support.
Okay.
When you said support, that one stuck out to me because in 2026, people are going to have to lean on each other.
Yeah.
With everything going on in the world, there are wars and there, different just moral issues, whether it's in government or just in society. I think supporting one another is going to go a lot farther than most attributes. Yeah.
And I think that in order to support one another, I said this earlier on the podcast too, we have to know each other, have a mutual respect for each other. Right?
And I think that's where honesty plays in.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
hard to support someone if you don't really know who they are.
Correct. All right. Do you think young people today are looking for different kinds of leaders than past generations? You kind of touched on this.
So yeah, I actually did kind of touch on that. I think they're looking for similar, attributes.
Yep.
But I think all in all, I think we are looking for maybe not the same kind of, but similar leaders.
Yep.
In that they're strong.
Yep.
But, now we need creative leaders. Whereas, during the 60s or maybe the 50s, we needed someone that was, not hard-headed, but just steadfast, strong, and knew what they wanted.
Yeah.
And I still think that's important, but I think today it's more important to have someone that's a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah, I love that. And open to new ideas.
Yes. I think that's also extremely
I think
important.
there's a lot of, I come from a business entrepreneur background. A lot of business owners and business leaders, they want to stick with the norm and the status quo. And with the rate of everything going in technology the way it is, if they're not open to new ideas, new ways of doing business, they're at risk, right?
Yeah. I remember I was a junior in AP chemistry, and a sign I saw that's always kind of stuck with me. It's failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Yep.
So I think as a leader, you have to prepare to be more, open to new ideas and more adaptive.
Yeah.
I think adaptability is also a big trait in leaders nowadays.
Key
with technology and artificial intelligence on the rise, it's like that's paramount.
I absolutely love that. What feels most important right now to you as a role, like viewing a role model or a leader? Like what is really important to you? Not
As a
others,
leader,
but as for you personally.
Okay, so for instance, I help coach at St. Dominic. I help coach like the football team, 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th football teams. And so as a leader there, because I'm obviously not the head coach, but as a coach, you have to be very cautious. Mm-hmm. I think leaders now can make the mistake of kind of jumping ahead, saying something they don't mean, trying to be someone that they're not. Yep. Does that make sense?
Well, I say this a lot too. Every leader is held to a higher standard, and how we present ourselves, what we say, we have to put a lot of thought into that, right? Because a lot of people are watching, and that's a gift, right? It's a gift that we get to be in the roles of service, right? But it also comes with a level of importance of making sure that we are using that gift wisely, right? What do you think about your future career or life? What kind of environment do you see for yourself that you think will thrive?
Well, for as long as I can remember, I've been a people's person. Mm-hmm. So I think whatever my career is, it's going to deal with people. And so I think my leadership roles in the past at Christian Brothers, and whether it's volunteering or coaching, I think those have really helped me. I've really just never been shy, so I can't say push me out of my comfort zone, but it's allowed me to, grow my extrovertedness. Yep. I don't know. So I think wherever I am, whatever my career is, it's going to be with people. That's definitely going to be the environment.
I think people and relationships are a differentiator right now.
Yes.
I was saying that too. I was talking to Ava, another podcast guest, and most people right now want to hide behind text and social media platforms instead of, hey, how can you value communication and relationship?
So on communication, as I was on the way here, I was just kind of thinking, it's kind of funny that you're Coach McDaniel's sister because football is just such a great metaphor for life
It
in
is.
general. And in football, I've realized that communication is more important than just about anything.
Yep.
Whether it's relationships, whether it's sports, whether it's with yourself.
Yep.
So communication, there also comes honesty.
Yep.
And I think communication with honesty is apex. I think
Yep.
it's paramount. I think it's the most important thing for a dynamic to occur.
Yep. And I would say honest communication, good or bad, right? Like
Yes.
having an honest conversation, which I call fierce conversation, attacking the elephant in the room and let's talk through it. Both Coach McDaniel, I'm going to call him Tommy. We both grew up in a house that had fierce conversations, and we didn't all have to agree, but it does create a mutual respect when you can have hard conversations in the communication, right? Because everybody on the other side can respect all parties, right? And that's where you probably learned a lot in that in football and all your leadership
And
roles.
I've also learned that honesty without kindness is brutality, and kindness without honesty is manipulation.
Oh, that's a great piece of advice. Well, where are you going from here? So when do you leave for college?
I leave late August.
Okay. And you're going where?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. So he is going through Greek life. So anybody that knows anyone at Michigan State, this is going to be the platform that we're going to get you some connections. And I have no doubt you're going to do some incredible things.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations on all your success. The world needs more leaders. The world needs more young leaders. So this is hopefully a podcast that will create more leaders in high school, even starting in middle school is a critical piece for development, right? Yeah. So I appreciate you being on here today. Thank you so
very
much. All right, everybody. I am here for round 2 with Izzy Henderson, and she actually recorded one of these already and accidentally deleted it. So the life of somebody that's trying to put together their own podcast. This is what really happens. Izzy, thank you for coming round 2. Izzy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you just graduate from? Where are you going?
I just graduated from St. Benedict's at Auburndale. I've been there all 4 years, and I'm heading to Washington State Community College in East Tennessee to go play softball.
So softball, and how many years is that school?
It's a 2 years since it's a junior.
2-year school. And then you shared with me some other things. So when you graduate there, what's your plans?
So I'm majoring at Walters. I'm majoring in sports management, and then I'm going to minor in journalism. And then when I transfer to whatever 4-year school I want to go to, I'm going to do sports marketing. So I have both areas because I want to do something in the sports entertainment world. So
how long have you played softball?
I've been playing it about 10 years.
10 years?
Something in that range.
Have you always had a love for that since you were little?
Yeah. I like the competitive nature of it. I'm an only child, so I didn't have that pleasure of having siblings to compete with, so I'm sports is my alternative, I guess. So.
We were talking about that earlier. Sports is what I know, right? And once you've been exposed to it as a young child, it typically makes its way all the way into the business world.
Yes.
All right, tell me one word that you would associate with leadership.
Determination.
Okay, tell me why that word is important to you.
So, leader roles, you always have to have that drive and, want to lead people to whatever, common goal that y'all are trying to get to. Whatever is the end goal that you're wanting to do, you're wanting to lead people as best as you can to get to that point.
But you've got to have determination and tenacity because you want to help them actually get through the finish line, which the goal for young athletes is to get them into college, right, and to get scholarships. And then how can they take that and then use that in their career? All right, what is the best example of leadership you personally witnessed?
So, again, playing softball, I've had tons of coaches. I was on this travel ball team for about 4 years, and one of the most influential coaches I've ever had, his name's Brandon Polk. He just would lead us. He would somehow get 15 teenage girls to play softball every weekend. Somehow. But he just spoke life and spoke so much truth into all of us that it's weird for I've never had that type of coaching before. So it was really inspiring to me to be able to be led by him and all that. So
well, he coached I know we've talked about this before, but to the entire person.
Yes.
Tell me, because you did go through some some adversity. What was this past year or the year before?
Year before, sophomore year.
Tell me how he helped you and guided you through that.
So he helped me, and also Corey Jex helped me.
Okay.
So Corey Jex is the softball coach at St. Benedict. So a little backstory, I developed this thing called the yips, and it's basically when your brain forgets basic functions. So for me, throwing, I couldn't throw back to the pitcher. Like, I would go and I'd sit there like this, and it would go 5 feet in front of me. Like, it wouldn't even, like, make it back that way. So I was just, like, really down, like, really, like, I hated softball at that point. Like, I did not want anything to do with it after high school.
After 10 years of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Corey and Brandon both, because Brandon would call me, like, every week, like, check in on me or whatever. Corey would, like, you're better than this. Like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, but softball doesn't, like, make who you are. You're more than that. Like, you're a child of God. You're more than a softball player. Like, you're a girl. Like, you're an amazing woman. Like, that kind of stuff. So he just, like, really helped me see and, like, find my potential back to being who I was and help me get back to the player I am now.
So you said Brandon Polk and Corey,
yes.
Right? What things did they instill in you that you think that you'll take with you, not just into college, but into, the future?
Be a good person. Just be a good person. I mean, Brandon and Corey both always taught me to respect. Like, I know when sports referees always get the backlash. Always respect the umps, and, like, that carried over to respect everybody in just everyday life.
Yep.
Like, you never know what a person's going through. So just, like, be nice and be there to, like, for people,
To all the referees out there, God bless you.
Yes.
We need you, and I know there's a shortage of them because of how people treat them. I say this a lot too. You brought up respect. You don't have to like people's decisions.
Right.
Or calls. But I think every single person would agree with me on this podcast. Respecting people is a humanity trait that we all should embody.
You're not always going to like the people you work with. Like,
No.
I don't like all my teammates, but I still got to work with them. I still got to love them as my own, but, like...
Your mission is still the same.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me about a time when someone's words or actions gave you confidence when you needed it.
So that sophomore year, same year I was going through all that, we were at practice one day for a big game, and Corey brought me into our indoor facility that we have, and he told me to throw the ball, because, like, I had been really struggling. He's like, just throw it. And I threw it, and he was like, I know what you can do. Like, come on, like, you're fine. Like, you know that you can do it. And that next game, I barely glitched. I call it glitching at all, so
you were able to break through.
Yes.
Just by some one-to-one mentorship and guidance and coaching.
And, like, having that coach that actually, like, believed in me and, like, spoken to me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sometimes I think you got to have somebody speak into you before you see it in yourself.
Yes.
Right? A lot of students are navigating pressures, uncertainties, and comparison right now. What kind of leader do you think helps people feel grounded during those types of seasons?
I think the quiet leader more than an outspoken one, because quiet's like, it's like a soft, like, I'm here, I know what you can do, like a one-on-one as well, because rather than speaking to an entire group of people, you're like really feeling connected with the person that's trying to lead you.
Yep.
So I would just say that kind of leader over a loud, like, look at me, I'm the leader, versus, like, a humble and all that. So I'm just curious, and I didn't have this on the card, but you and I've talked a couple times with social media and comparison, and the interviews that I've had with just this alone, y'all seem to have a different perspective on that. Why do you think that is? I feel like y'all are more in tune with understanding that it isn't always real. Yeah. I think because coming from an athlete, I know that not everybody's bodies are the same.
Yeah.
And that my body's built to do things that some other people's bodies aren't. Like,
great advice.
I can hit home runs, I can do all, like, powerful things. And, like, some people are, like, faster. I'm like, they're built for base running. Like, that kind of stuff. And it's also not comparing yourselves, because God made us who we are meant to be and not who other people are meant to be. So.
Love that. And more people need to take heed to that. I believe, and I've said this on the podcast multiple times, God made us the way we are for a reason, and He gave us a spiritual gift for a reason.
Yes.
And comparison is evil, in my opinion, and can be a complete detriment to 100%. Someone's spirit. Right?
And not even that, like, yes, that, but, like, before I was going into, like, not wanting to play college ball, before I was, like, wanting, like, hating softball, I thought that if I didn't go D1, I was busted. Like, nothing was going to happen with my life.
Wow.
Because, like, in the softball world, it's either D1 or bust.
Yeah.
They don't consider D1, D2, or D3, JUCO, NA, IA, or whatever, to be a blessing. Mm-hmm. And that's where the comparison game in softball plays such a big role, because they're like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
If they don't get D1 offers.
Yeah. So where are you going from here? Where do you see yourself going? Are you nervous, excited, scared?
I'm excited because, like, it's a new place, new experiences. I'm living in the mountains, like, that kind of stuff.
You can't beat that.
Exactly. I am nervous though, because, like, I'm moving away from, like, my family, like, everything I've ever known. So, but
You're about to go enjoy the best years of your life.
Yes.
And while high school is such a critical development stage in your life, going into college and learning how to navigate the independence of it is a fun and beautiful journey. So go enjoy, have fun. Thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. I won't delete it this time. If this episode resonated with you, then there's probably someone in your world that needs to hear it too. Please hit the subscribe button. We're on YouTube and Apple Podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, Sarah Layson. Step up, serve well, friends.